No, this video is not clickbait. The last thing I want to do is come down here on Father's Day and lie to y'all. So we got to talk about another Chiefs player getting arrested. It's a guy that has already previously, very recently, been in trouble as well. So let's get into it real quick here. But first, I wish this was clickbait. I wish this wasn't happening. I wish this offseason could have gone a very different direction so far, to say the least. Let's get right into it. This was earlier this morning. Ari Mirov did report on this, but it was first reported by the Tuscaloosa's Patch out of Alabama, where Isaiah Buggs, defensive lineman Isaiah Buggs, lives, from what I understand. This is the report. Chiefs defensive lineman Isaiah Buggs was arrested and booked earlier today on charges of second-degree domestic violence with a burglary designation. This is the second off-the-field incident for Buggs, who is facing 2 misdemeanor warrants for second-degree cruelty to dogs. So yeah, a few weeks ago, I reported on this. Buggs, a residence that was under the name of Buggs, animal control ended up showing up because 2 dogs were left behind for about 10 days in the back part of the house, like a sunroom area. They didn't have access to fresh food or water. One of them was left in a cage, direct sunlight. So he already reported in, turned himself in or whatever for the 2 misdemeanor charges that were animal cruelty related. I do want to say that he also had been arrested a couple other times prior, or had run-ins with the law a couple times prior. And Buggs kind of says the city is out against him because of his business that he has there. It's a hookah lounge. And just real quick, I just want to play his response from the video. I reported on that a couple weeks ago. Isaiah Buggs has responded, sort of via, I believe, his agent, Tom Pelissero, is on it, saying, statement from Chief Defensive Lineman Isaiah Buggs' his agent, sorry, not lawyer, agent, Trey Robinson, who says his client has been the subject of police harassment and arrested 2 times over his refusal to close his Tuscaloosa hookah joint. The statement goes on to say that they believe they're trying to smear his name as a part of an ongoing subversive campaign to force the closing of his local business, King's Hookah Lounge. So very interesting. The very end of this says that Buggs plans to bring to light all this information of them smearing him, arresting him without formally listing it, as part of his defense of the allegations and charges filed against him and his reputation and business. So, okay, so there's that. I feel like this incident is a whole separate thing entirely, but he has had several run-ins with the law. He's had the animal cruelty charges brought up. He said he had nothing to do with the animal cruelty charges, and the city is basically out against him because of his business. They have it out for him, all right? Well, this situation is a little bit different, because if you look up what domestic violence second degree is, burglary, to the third degree, or whatever this whole charge is, you can look at it right here. In the state of Alabama, it says a person commits the crime of domestic violence in the second degree if he or she commits the crime of burglary 3 and the victim is a current or former spouse, parent, child, any person with whom the defendant has a child in common, a present or former household member, or a person who has or had a dating relationship. And I'm not going to get into the entire parameters of Alabama law because I'm not an Alabama law expert, but Buggs is back at it again. Ryan Phillips was the first guy on it. The charge is domestic violence, second degree burglary. He also said, I'll have more details shortly. That was a couple hours ago. But the thing is, I'm not going to wait around all Father's Day, okay, for a full update on what's going on here. I'll share whatever update comes out tomorrow. I'm saying all that to say this. The Chiefs better release this man as soon as humanly possible. Again, it's alleged, innocent until proven guilty. I get all that, but multiple run-ins with the law. You have the animal cruelty charges that he's currently wading through, and now domestic violence and burglary. It's probably safe just to have the Chiefs cut their ties and let this man go about his business. He signed with the Chiefs in January, has never played an actual snap for the Kansas City Chiefs. The only problem here is the Chiefs already are a bit weak on the defensive line when you have Charles Omenihu rehabbing his ACL. You have Derek Nottie, who was out all of OTAs dealing with an elbow injury. And then you have B.J. Thompson. B.J. Thompson had the seizure and a meeting, cardiac arrest, went to the hospital a couple weeks ago. He's out now and fine, quote unquote fine. I don't know to what extent is going on with him. So you've got to research into that. They're probably going to run tests, and who knows if we'll ever figure out what exactly is going on with B.J. Thompson. But with that being said, that's 3 linemen right now that aren't participating. You need camp bodies. They did just sign another defensive tackle a few days ago. But then you have this going on with Isaiah Buggs. Before I get out of here, we actually did get that update from Ryan Phillips of the Tuscaloosa Patch. And really all there is to this situation is the latest charge, the second-degree burglary, domestic violence, according to Tuscaloosa County Jail records. $5,000 bond, by the way, and we don't even know if he's posted it. He could still be sitting in jail. Not sure at this point in time, but the latest charge against Buggs is a Class B felony punishable with a maximum sentence of 20 years in prison. You have a spokeswoman, Tuscaloosa Police Department spokeswoman Stephanie Taylor told local media that, he does remain in the Tuscaloosa County Jail on a mandatory 12-hour domestic violence hold. Okay, so he's still in jail at this point in time on a $5,000 bond, mandatory 12-hour hold. And then obviously they go into his other details involving his hookah lounge and all this stuff. Buggs has maintained his innocence, but I think at this point in time, you just cut your ties. You let him go, and you live to find another defensive lineman. I would love to know your thoughts in the comments down below on this situation. Do you just think the Chiefs should go ahead and cut their losses on this, considering he's on a 1-year futures deal, basically, and just competing to make the 53-man roster? And who knows if he would even make it to begin with. So are you in the camp of, go ahead and cut your losses. Let's just move on because the Chiefs have enough drama going on with other players as it is all offseason long? Or are you more in the camp of, hey, we don't know the full details here. Let's see how this plays out, even though it is an alleged DV incident. Let's see how this situation plays out, and then the Chiefs should move on from there. I'm kind of in the camp of just cut your losses. Let's just move on. DV, don't play around with it. It's not like it was his first ordeal. He's dealing with multiple things here. But hey, innocent until proven guilty. I'm not saying he's guilty. I'm just saying sometimes people have too much drama and stuff like that associated with their name for a team to keep them around. Anyway, with all that being said, let me know your thoughts on this in the comments down below. I'll be back tomorrow with any other update that comes from this. And until next time, let's go. I'm getting tired of this stuff. Let's freaking go.
How about those Chiefs?